Okay.
Oh wait, oh, okay.
So basically, I made McKenna watch Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
It is a very clickbait title and picture.
I think clickbait is fine, you know? As long as the actual content of the video is
I mean, they did start off the show
right?
with like her like walking and the bunny girl,
Yeah, but like,
so it did not
also,
disappoint.
the show was good.
It was good.
Wasn't just,
it was good.
It wasn't just some like trashy, like
High School of the Dead.
yeah, it wasn't just something like that. It actually had some good stuff. So this show talks about, it's really focused on social interaction and like self-esteem issues.
Yes, but like it puts it into like syndromes that's actually like powers.
So that it can, the issues can be explored more naturally. But the most interesting parts of the show are the ones that talk about this social atmosphere, basically.
Yeah.
And so the social atmosphere is basically like just the expectations of what people should do, right?
I like that.
Yeah, like, so this atmosphere, it is, in this show at least, it's like it's basically the bad guy of the show,
Yeah.
right? Because
It
like,
is the villain.
it's something we all struggle with, right?
Yeah,
we
like
all
high
struggle against the
school.
social atmosphere because we have to conform to it.
Or
because-
else you get bullied, I guess.
Well,
That's
like-
one way of saying it.
Well, like, yeah, because like if you don't,
You're just like not seen as like what the ideal.
you're not cool.
Yeah. You're not
right?
like you're
or
not
you
like
might be seen as weird.
Yeah.
The protagonist of this show is Sakuta. And Sakuta already knows that the atmosphere is dumb.
yeah.
Right from the start of the show, he is just not caring about what people think he should be doing.
Yeah. He just wants the legs to sandwich him,
God.
specifically his face.
But not even just that.
Yeah.
He talks to the people he wants to, and he says the things he wants to say.
Yeah.
But before the events of the show, basically he was like, he did not want to fight against the atmosphere because he thought it was too powerful. In this show, throughout all the arcs with all the different girls, he realizes that to help other people, he needs to solve their problems by embracing individuality and actively fighting against the atmosphere instead of just existing outside of it.
Okay, no.
So the first arc is the Mai arc. And so basically in this one, Mai is stressed out about her acting, right? And so she leaves. She's like, I'm
No,
out.
I am gonna leave. It becomes invisible. There was like, I found that interesting because like there was like a time in like I think elementary school when like I literally told like one of my friends that like I would rather just be invisible and like disappear from everything because I thought that would be easier. So when this happened, I was like, wow, I'm gonna like this.
In this, since she like kind of unconsciously wishes that people wouldn't pay attention to her, she literally starts disappearing from the world. And they say that this is because the atmosphere is like affecting people's perceptions of stuff.
Yeah, science.
And it feels pretty like hopeless throughout the entire 3 episodes. He's like, it doesn't really seem like there's a solution to this. They're just like, yeah, this is the way things are. We don't know how to solve it.
Yeah.
She's just gonna disappear eventually. And Mai also accepts it because the last person who sees her is Sakuta, and she puts the sleeping pills in his drink.
Yeah.
What were they drinking? I don't remember. But it has a very good climax, which is that Sakuta is yelling.
I love you.
Because that's when, yeah.
He remembers Mai because he sees like the stuff on the test, right? Because that's what they were studying.
Yeah.
And then he realizes that to get Mai back from the atmosphere, he needs to fight against it by doing something that's like seems completely like
so
weird.
he like runs in front of the school.
Yeah, he just
and
leaves
like,
in the middle of
he
the
just-
final exam.
He just and starts screaming, "I love you," and like I thought that was adorable.
Yes. In this arc, I don't think it's definitely not the most interesting of
But
them,
it was still
but
good. It was a good start.
It was pretty, yeah, it was a very good start, and it's a good like introduction to the concept of the atmosphere because it shows us that this thing in society, because we live in a society.
We live in a
This
society.
atmosphere can like it affects
The society is what we live in.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Next is the Tomoe or Koga.
I don't remember which one is her first name.
But her arc, Tomoe is a girl who does everything to try to fit in with the popular kids because
Yes.
she is completely fake. Because to be with the popular kids, she realized.
And the way that like she completely changed herself from middle school, like she showed like a picture.
She completely changed her entire identity.
Yeah.
And it's because she wants to have. She thinks being lonely or like looking lonely is embarrassing, and so she
7th grade memories.
She wants to fit in with the popular kids, so it looks like she has cool friends, even though she doesn't even like really like her friends.
Yeah.
They just kind of exist with each other. And she's always constantly checking her phone because she says that I think
if she just disappeared, if she stops texting them, then like she would just like not be included or something. What did she say?
It's like if she doesn't talk with people online, then they will think she's uncool, basically.
You are uncool.
Her character is like pretty interesting because it's like that's
how
you might not even real life is.
It is.
You have to be fake
like
if
it
you don't have any
forms
friends
into
that
real
is
life in
unless you
society,
actually are like that. Like your friends might just be like somewhere else, you know, like online.
And sometimes like stuff like that forms into real life. Like I've tried to do stuff where I'm just like, you know what, I don't care if people are staring at me. But I actually by myself in the bleachers waiting for my friends to come. Like, I don't know, like, it's mostly I just don't want people to stare at me.
I think I can really relate to Tomoe in this because like I always get alone really early and like just feel there's like 5 other people there, like all the other so I just sit in the place where everyone else sitting there or like where all my friends and I always look depressed when I'm not smiling for like 45 minutes my rest face sitting there alone.
I got like really anxious about it in 6th grade. So like the thing of like the fake friends, like just trying to do like I did that a lot in 6th grade. And then in 7th grade came to the school. But then she would sometimes wake up late and miss the bus, so then I would be alone sometimes and I would start freaking out. But then in 8th grade, I actually just started being like, I just don't care anymore. But
and
like
that's what the show is saying. You don't have to, if you're not actually lonely, then you shouldn't try to. You shouldn't be like trying to look not lonely.
Yeah. Like I just stopped caring. Like I was just like, you know what? I don't care about any of the people in this school except for like 2 people. But that's irrelevant. Okay. Now we can keep on talking.
That's just her character. What actually starts the arc is that she gets asked out by this upperclassman guy.
Yeah, and he's like
this super buff dude.
It still angers me that he said that she has bad taste in guys, and look at this man with like the weird hair. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, but anyways, this like asking out thing. She could just like reject him, which is what the show says she should have done. But since she has to conform to this social atmosphere and keep up her like status as a popular person.
She has to date someone.
She really has a struggle here because like if she rejects him, people will think she's weird because she's not dating this hot dude.
He is not hot. No.
If she accepts him, then 1, she will be dating this guy that she does not want to date. And also she says that she has a friend who wants to date him. And it will hurt her feelings, even though that friend that she's talking about isn't real. It's one of her like fake friends, basically. Which she leaves all of those fake friends at the end. But she doesn't want to hurt this popular girl's feelings because it will make her like maybe there will be drama or something.
Ooh, scary.
And so she really just wants to get out of this situation, and so it starts repeating time.
It does. It just like goes like.
And I think this
It reminded me of the melancholy of Haruzumiya in that, but it didn't go on as long, and the main character could actually remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But I think this time loop thing is like the least related to the actual struggle
Yeah, I got
of the
kind of
person.
like I got kind of bored when they kept on doing it.
Well, that I'm not saying it's boring.
I know it's not.
But like, for her disappearing from the world relates directly to her actual struggle.
Yes.
And then like, for future people like Nodoka,
Future people.
Nodoka switches bodies with her sister because they want to be like the other one.
Yeah.
But with Tomoe, she wants to just get out of this situation, so I guess it's kind of like she wants to repeat it over. She wants to do it over or something.
Everywhere. Sorry, I'm listening to what you're saying.
But also, I think this time loop, people say that it reminds them of Haruhi.
Yeah, that's what I
But
just said.
in this show, it's done like so much better because like in Haruhi, they clearly put effort into it because each episode is animated differently and the voice actors do it over again.
Yes.
But
And you get tired while watching it also.
yeah, you feel what Nagato is feeling.
Yes.
But
We didn't watch all
but
8 episodes
it's
though.
it's the same plot in each episode
Yes.
until the end when or in the first episode they don't know it's repeating yet. And
Wait,
then
didn't
in the
they
last episode.
eat that like weird like?
Also in this show, time doesn't repeat as much as in Haruhi.
Yeah.
It only repeats like 4 times or something. But Sakata is able to recognize each time that it happens, and because of that, we don't have to go through every day.
Yeah.
You know, like in Haruhi, and it just skips forward to parts. It skips most of the parts we've already seen, just to like the important stuff. Like he's able to ask out Mai better
Yes.
and stuff like
That's
that.
like he was lucky for that. He got to redo that so many times.
Yeah, but then it got redid multiple times, and then he fell on Tomoe in the classroom.
It was one of those scenes. It was
Yeah,
the fall scene.
that scene happens.
It was the boy on top of girl scene.
But because of that, Tomoe seems to have found her solution to the problem.
Yeah.
She is able to get out of asking, or she's able to get out of having to accept this guy because she has a new boyfriend, which is this, even though this boyfriend is like a complete social outcast weirdo,
Yeah.
that's what people see him as.
I just want to comment. Why are they that? Okay, sorry, that's complete irrelevant to everything.
Okay, so she starts dating Sakata. Sakata goes along with it because he wants to help her out.
Yes.
Because like he's just a good person.
He's a nice person.
The problem here, another problem arises, which is that she actually starts to have feelings for Sakata. Because he's like, Sakata basically shows her that her, like, way of living is dumb.
Yeah.
Like, Sakata shows her that, going along with whatever other people think she should
You're
do
gonna
is
like
dumb.
Blue Springs, right? If you feel like this, you will see what I'm talking about.
Sakata shows this to her a few times. And one of my favorite ones is, when he fights the upperclassmen.
Yeah, and he's like, there was poop on my shoe or something.
Hey, but like he goes against expectations multiple times in this fight. So at first he squares up. He's like, fight me, punch fight. And so the upperclassman thinks like it's gonna be a fist fight. But Sakata doesn't obey the rules if the rules are dumb. Because like if they're in a fight, why would he only use his fists?
Yeah,
and
that's stupid.
That's why he kicks him in the shin, and it just like completely kills him because it takes him by surprise, and getting kicked in the shins is like not good. And then while the guy is on the ground, Sakata goes against conventions again by shouting that he's a virgin, but like proudly, you know.
Oh wait, I forgot about that part.
And that part is just like iconic because like no one has ever.
Why does
in this show, like, it's cool because no one has ever said that they're a virgin, but, like, made it sound cool. And he does that in this show. And so they keep dating.
dating,
But, like, it's kind of becoming actual dating. And so then comes the emotional breakup scene. This is emotional for 2 reasons. One of them is just that this girl has actually gotten feelings for him.
Yeah.
And now they have to break up. But that's like the surface level, right? That's what I got out of the show the first time I watched.
Surface?
But the second time, I was like, there is a second level to this. Because this breakup and Tomoe accepting the breakup it's like the same as her realizing that being fake is dumb.
Yeah.
Because their relationship is fake. but she, like, is continuing the fakeness, right? It's like her fake relationship with all her friends and her fake identity. And so when they break up the fake relationship, that relates to how she needs to break up her fakeness in general.
Yeah. You're just like saying different ways to say fake.
I said
the
fake
fake
so many
relationships.
times.
Different, just the fakeness.
And so because Tomoe accepts the thing, she decides to stop being fake, and she does not care about the social effects of rejecting this guy that she doesn't want to date at all.
Yeah.
And then she also joins a different friend group, the uncool people, I'm guessing.
The uncool.
But these are the people she actually wants to be with.
Because something I heard that kind of like forms into like real life society, you know? It's like, because like...
It's not
on
like a fun
TikTok.
thing
Okay,
at all.
people in the comments
Like,
were,
isn't that kind of like what they're doing in the show? Like, what do you guys even do?
So like, we live in a
We
society.
live in a society.
We live in a society.
There's also more hints at what happened with Kaide in this arc. Because Sakuta sees that this girl is having problems with people at school, basically. And that's what happened with Kaide. Except with Kaide, it was like extreme bullying.
And with Tomoe, it's just like not extreme bullying.
Yeah, it's kind of just like
Society.
Hey, next is the Futaba arc. So basically, Futaba has an alternate online personality. This arc explores this alternate online personality by having it
Okay, sorry.
just alternate online personalities in general. They have Futaba's online personality manifest into the real world. The ideas in this arc are kind of very similar to this other show I was watching called Serial Experiments Lane, which is another show about the internet.
Oh.
Basically in that show, the main character Lane, she goes on the internet. This is like severely oversimplifying it, but basically she goes on the internet, she gets an alternate personality, and then this alternate personality like starts messing stuff up in the real world for her, because in that show like the internet and the real world are like on top of each other, and people just phase in and out of them.
Yeah.
But that's pretty similar to this show, where because the internet allows people to create alternate personalities, it's like, who is the real me? And that's what Futaba struggles with in this. It's like, am I normal me, or am I post sexy pictures of me? In this arc, Futaba has to come to terms with both of these people are me. Each personality is also me. And so that's why when they come together on the phone call and one of them is like,
she was kind
I
of
want to do the same thing as you.
She was like accepting herself as like
yeah, they both accept the other personality as like valid, I guess. And so they form back together again. This arc also has like some like good romance kind of.
It does.
Between Futaba and Kurumi.
I'm still kind of mad that like the sports guy didn't leave his really society girlfriend for her.
Really society girl. That's what she is though.
Yeah.
She is really living in society
I
right
feel
now.
like he should have like, they should have been having her like he broke from it too.
Yeah, I feel like they should have done that.
Because he had like potential.
Yeah. But this arc doesn't have as much to say about like social life, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least I didn't find that much in it. But I think it does have some like interesting stuff about like the nature of the internet, I guess.
The nature of the internet.
Big terms. Okay, next is the Nodoka arc. Okay, so basically,
Can't escape the camera anymore.
So Nodoka she basically has like an inferiority complex with her older sister Mai, because of like the relationship their moms had, and so it does the thing that's happened a lot where like both people want to see what the other person's life is like, and so they literally switch bodies. Like you watched Your Name, right?
Yes, I watched it today.
that movie is.
She literally, in Your Name, she literally said, "Please let me reincarnate into a hot Tokyo man." And then she... But anyways, we're not...
And that's what, like, all body switching movies and stuff are about.
Yeah.
It's about,
Your
like,
Name was, like, way more, like, sad, though. And okay, but
yeah, Your Name is... This is definitely, like...
Yeah.
It's almost like Walmart Your Name, but
yeah.
I don't think it's...
I gotta disappear from the camera again.
I don't think it's, like, as bad as, like, Walmart tier, though, you know? So...
Okay, I'm back. I have to do something.
But, since they switch bodies, they hint at this, like, near the end of the thing. They say that, Mai might have been jealous of Nodoka also. Like, it might have been going both ways, which is why they both switched. And so eventually, they just, like, become nice with each other.
Yes.
Nodoka realizes that she doesn't need to be, like, exactly like someone else to be successful. Which applies to everyone.
You
like,
gotta be yourself.
Like, even if you idolize someone, that doesn't mean you have to be exactly like them if you want to be as successful.
For some reason, that just reminded me of Baseball Guy from Assassination Classroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He learns that in Assassination Classroom, too.
Yeah, and he had his own thing when he was a professional baseball player, but yeah.
But, this arc doesn't really have as much about the, social atmosphere either.
Yeah.
It's more just, like, self-esteem issues.
Yeah.
Which also is pretty emotional, but the second time watching it for me, it's like, there's really only the surface level emotion to it and not any deeper stuff about the society, because we live in a society. So next is the Kaide arc. So Kaide's backstory had been, like, talked about throughout the whole show. Like, before her 3 episodes, we know that she was bullied insanely online, and it created, like, physical wounds on her. And then she also stopped going to school. But in this one...
I remember I was really confused at first, but then you were like, they explained it, McKenna.
She is scared of people, like anyone other than Sakuta.
Yeah.
And she never goes outside, and she likes pandas a lot. But now we learn that she also just completely lost her memories from 2 years ago.
Because she was traumatized.
Well, basically, there was old Kaide, right? And after she got bullied a bunch, she literally became a new Kaide. But that's kind of like, I see that as like a way of the show saying that, like, when people get scared, it's like they've become a newer version of themselves.
And they changed themselves, so they don't, like... Yeah, what you're saying.
Even if Kaide didn't forget her memories, she would still be scared to go outside and stuff, and that's like a new personality, basically. But this just adds in that she forgot her memories. But this new Kaide realizes that if she wants to return to her old self, she has to get better, you know? She has to actually put in work to become to not be scared anymore. So she learns how to go outside, she sees the pandas, and Sakuta even gets that annual visitors card for the zoo, so Kaide can go to the zoo whenever she wants.
Makes me sad.
But the whole time, there's this lingering possibility that when she achieves everything that she wants, when she's not scared anymore, she might regain her old memories, but then we don't know if that will delete new Kaide. It might just all go away.
Yeah.
And so all of the arcs in this show, except Tomoe kind of, they have this sense of like hopelessness. It's like they've accepted things are the way they are now, and they're just gonna have to keep living like that because society won't change.
Yes.
Like Mai accepts herself disappearing basically. Futaba is like, there's always going to be another me now, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be bad. I'll have to move away. Mai and Nodoka basically never talk about like returning to their normal bodies. They're just like, oh, I guess I have to live as you now.
Yeah.
But all of them end up being solved in the end by Sakuta, or with the help of Sakuta.
Because he's a good person.
Yeah.
It was really sad when like all of her memories of the new her were just deleted though. Like I was hoping that like the new memories would stay and she would regain her old memories too.
The reason why Kaide's arc ends in like bad, basically, it ends badly, is because either way it went, it would have been bad.
Yeah.
Because all the other ones, when they solve the problem, there's like one solution that will be good. Like Mai stops disappearing, that's just good.
Yes.
But in this one, it's like a trade-off. If the old one comes back, then the new one will go away, and that's bad. But if new Kaide stays, old Kaide will never come back, and that's also bad. So either way, it's gonna be like kind of sad. And then of course new Kaide has to die.
Yeah.
Like she basically dies. That is what happens.
That's why. Sorry.
It's super depressing because all the other arcs were solved in like a good way, but in this one, it seems pretty impossible for Sakata to solve it in a good way. But you still think like,
wasn't there like still a chance that she could regain her memories from those 2 years though? Like I'm pretty sure they said something. Like,
maybe,
but like it wasn't gonna be like.
But it doesn't happen in the show. So.
Yeah.
And so it feels like Sakata he'll probably be able to solve this, right? But it doesn't. He is not able to solve that. Kaide
just
dies.
Gets really sad. Yeah. And then Shoko comes and says, "Do you want me to take off your underwear too?"
Okay, but that's the next thing I've written down.
Okay.
Not literally what you just said, but Sakata is able to deal with Kaide's loss because of what Shoko tells him. Not the underwear thing, but before I talk about this, Sakata's reaction, like at first to Kaide going away, is like really sad. Except in the part where he's like running in the rain, and it has like that weird like animation.
Well, like that would have been sad if he wasn't like waving his arms. Like,
you know,
yeah.
the first time I watched it, I was like, dang, this is really sad. And then it was like showing like a bad animation of him running, but it didn't show his face yet. And I was like, oh no, are they gonna show his face? And then it showed his face, and I was like, oh. Like I almost started laughing, and I was like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. This is sad, don't laugh. But eventually Sakata does stop running in that weird bad animation. And he falls down on the sidewalk, but then Shoko appears. And it's old Shoko this time, and not the young Shoko.
Yeah.
And she's like, she has an umbrella. That's
well, this
good.
time I thought that Shoko was just like something that the main character was dealing with. Like, I thought he had puberty syndrome or something, and I thought that she was just like an illusion that appeared to him whenever something bad happened.
Okay,
but it was not that. Go on with what you're saying, sir.
When Sakata is in the bathtub, and he's just like lying there.
Wait, I wanted to say something.
Like he looks
about
more
that
dead than normal. That was like, yeah, I feel that. I'm also sad that Kaide died.
Yeah.
Hey, you can talk about Shoko now.
Okay, when she was reading the sister's diary, well, like the new version, and then like it started doing it in her voice, and I don't remember what the specific line was, but I think that like Shoko read something that his sister said, and then the way that his face changed into like I don't know how to explain it, but it changed into this really sad expression just because of something that he said. I was not okay after that. Just in general, it's really emotional and sad, and
But there is one specific line from Shoko that I did want to talk about. Basically, Sakata is like mad at himself because he thinks he shouldn't be sad because this is what Kaide wanted. Kaide wanted to return back to her old self.
Yes.
Because that was the only way to get better. And so Sakata's like, I am betraying Kaide's feelings by being sad that she died. Shoko tells him that the sadness created by the loss of Kaide just shows how important she was to him.
Yeah.
Which shows that Sakata isn't disrespecting Kaide. It shows that she really was special to him.
Yeah, because like if he just was like emotionless and just like didn't care, I feel like that would be more disrespectful to her.
Yeah, and that's the point Shoko's
but he's a
trying to say.
good person.
Shoko's saying,
Yeah.
it's fine to be sad because that's actually respecting her.
But he's like selfless.
Yeah.
So that sounded really disrespectful the way I said it. I didn't mean it that way, but he's selfless. So of course he's taking it on himself, and then he's like saying but no, you're a good person. I wish that I could jump for the screen sometimes to some characters. Okay.
But yeah, that's how the Kaide arc ends. There's some other stuff that happens in the last episode, like he does the thing from the intro.
Oh, okay.
The pants.
I was talking about the thing where she asked.
The last episode is kind of strange because it ends with like the end of the Kaede arc, but then he has this thing where he needs to get to where Mai is, and it's kind of like strange that this is just like tacked on at the very end of the show.
Yeah.
But he does the thing from the intro where he runs and he throws his bag down.
I was just like intro.
Like I watched the intro every time, and you didn't. You skipped it like every time except the first time. But later in the intro, there's a part where it's like a side view instead of the front view, right? And he's running alongside the train and he throws the bag down. And that's exactly what he does in this scene where he's running in the train station. And when I watched it for the first time, I was like, that's the thing from the intro. He did the thing. He did. And then he meets Mai, and it's kind of cool. Because their romance is cool. Okay, next we get to the movie. So
I was like really mad in the first few seconds because like Shoko was just like right in front of his girlfriend. She was just like, I love you, and I was just like, what the heck is happening?
But we do learn why Shoko has been helping Sakata this whole time and loving him.
Okay, the wedding scene still makes me angry though.
Okay, but the
like literally.
But
you don't just.
So the whole show had like this mystery of this Shoko girl, because in the first episode, after Sakata sees Mai in the Bunny Girl outfit, and he's talking with Kunimi on the train, and Kunimi's like, wow, you're thinking about a girl who isn't Shoko?
I just pictured something.
Okay. We see her in the flashback on the beach where Shoko's like helping Sakata, and we learn that was after Kaede lost her memories for the first time. And so it's like, she helped him through this hard time in his life. Like, we don't know why she did this. We don't know why she cares about him. In the flashback, Shoko is like middle school age, I think that's what they say. Or maybe she was high school, because I think she went to the same high school that he eventually went to. Which is actually something that happens in Haruhi. But then later we find Shoko as like a small child looking in a cat at a box.
Yeah.
I mean, at a cat in a box.
The cat in the box. Isn't that like a book name?
Cat in the Box?
It sounds like something. Okay, go on.
It's a thing that's in the show, but I don't think it's what you're thinking about. Then there's also an older Shoko. It's like, why are there two Shokos with different ages? This
that was
whack.
confusing at first.
But in the movie, we learned that young Shoko, the one living in the present day, has a heart condition, and she's probably going to die. Meanwhile, old Shoko is from the future. And so it's like, so I guess Shoko survives her heart condition. We learn that
Time travel.
the way she survives is that Sakata dies in he gets hit by a car, and his heart gets put inside Shoko, which is why he bleeds every time she's around. But this setup has some big emotion, right? Because like, for Shoko to survive, Sakata must die. And for Sakata to keep living, Shoko will have to die from her heart condition. And then we get to the car crash scene. So in this, Sakata has basically been like, he's been struggling on his decision. He's like, I want Shoko to survive, but at the same time, I do not want to see Mai be sad. And then when he gets there, I guess he decides that he is going to do it. He's going to die. Or at least, it was kind of on accident, but then he kind of like accepts that he's gonna do it. Surprise, surprise, Mai has shown up, and she pushes him out the way. That was
so sad. Yeah. I literally didn't even. I was just like, I don't know if you saw me during that scene, but I was just like. I mean, yeah. When
I first watched this, the sound of the impact literally made me like wince. It made me look away from the screen because it's like a big impact, and it's like, oh no, oh no.
And like the way that they showed her phone.
Yeah, and you see the phone with the bunny ears, and it's cracked.
And then everything gets really depressing.
But this did show like a third option. Suddenly, instead of Sakata or Shoko dying, Mai dies, and that leads to the depressing stuff, because for the next few minutes, Sakata is just extremely depressed.
And then like, when they showed him going through the TV, and everything was about her.
Yeah.
And then like when they showed her in an old interview, and then she said, yeah, I do. Like, they were asking about a boyfriend, and then she said Yeah, but I think I like him more, and then he just, like, started screaming of, like, sadness.
Yeah.
That was really sad.
But then, Shoujo, future Shoujo, is like, time travel.
Ooh.
And
Charlotte
so,
type of beat. Sorry. Okay.
then there's the second half of the movie where he goes back in time again to fix everything.
Yes.
So it's like Haruhi.
Where he goes back in time.
But there's the part where like, since he isn't the right version of himself in the time plane, no one can see him.
Yeah.
And that's like, I guess that's a callback to the My arc.
Oh, wait. Oh my god. I just realized... when he was in the pink bunny outfit, that was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. But also, him putting on the bunny girl outfit, he says, maybe I can try using Mai's method. And that's a really good callback also.
Yeah.
It's like, the bunny outfit is back, except
It's back.
it's a different
Imagine
bunny.
if he put, like, that bunny outfit on though. That
and,
would...
then Tomoe finds him.
Please acknowledge my existence. And like when he was in the mall saying, "Hey, can anyone hear me?" And it like looked like some people were staring at him, but they couldn't see him.
Yeah.
That was fun.
But then he saves himself and then fuses with himself in the past.
Yeah.
But
I got kind of sad when like that version of him didn't actually exist anymore though.
okay, but they're the same person.
They like
now.
merged, but his memories are gone.
No, the memories are still there, I think.
They are?
Well, I don't actually know. I don't know.
Okay.
But everyone's memories are gone by the end.
Yeah. Except for that scene, we're not there yet.
Okay,
We're not there yet.
He saves himself and Mai, but seemingly he has like killed Shoujo.
Yeah.
Because when he turns to see where Shoujo isn't there.
Oh wait, that reminds me of the phone call that he had to move to himself, and he was like, "I'm so stubborn."
Yeah. But Shoujo continues living with some like strange, confusing stuff that I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if I get it, but basically like, I think everything that happens in the show is the future actually, because the present is when Shoujo is in her class writing down like what she wants to do in the future, and so her adolescence syndrome or puberty syndrome, her adolescence syndrome is basically like the same as Tomoe's, where she sees everything. She's able to like test out the futures.
I
Right?
do see. I do not
And-
pretend I see. Sorry, I'll stop.
And so she like rewrote what happens in the future so that everyone still gets together, but no one like dies and stuff. So, and then there's the scene where Shoujo is on the beach with her parents, and she's not in a heart condition.
Oh my gosh! Wait, yeah. Also,
What? And then Sakata and Mai appear, and then Sakata's like, "Oh my god, it's Shoujo," and then Shoko's like, "Oh my god, it's Sakata." And even though I was kind of confused at how Shoujo was even alive,
ow! Sorry, that wasn't your fault. It was Alpha's.
that part was just emotional, you know? It's just sad. Or not sad, it's happy. It's very happy. But like cry happy, you know? So
the two things. I got really excited when Mai said, "I don't know why I wanted to play this role." It felt like she said
I know what you're
And then the
about.
second thing is when he's like, "I don't know that girl," but then he like realizes and he turns around and he says, "Shoku!" And then she turns around and then they just like stare and then she starts smiling. And then it just ends. It's like beautiful.
Yes.
I was impressed.
So yeah, that's everything I wrote down about the movie, but there is a problem I have with the movie.
Oh no!
It's not about like anything that happens, it's just that so the first time I watched it, it was like I got all the emotions because that's what the movie is supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be giving you the emotions.
Sorry.
But the second time, it's like there's not really anything deeper than just the emotions that the movie gives you, because it doesn't really say anything about like the social atmosphere, right?
Oh wait, yeah, it's
just like a sad story. It's like if I rewatch Your Name, I probably wouldn't like get much out of it.
Yeah.
Because that movie is kind of just like the surface level emotion.
Yeah.
So, and same with this movie. Even though this movie is like pretty sad and it ends pretty well. So now I'm just gonna say some things just about the show in general. So the first one is the explanations in the show are like really boring and confusing.
And Bunny Girl Senpai?
Yeah. Because they always do it with like these like quantum physics, right? They're like, yes, if you put the cat in the box and you because that's
what were you about to say?
like the
what are we
Schrodinger's
doing
cat
to the cat?
you know, they say that to explain like
I
my
thought you were gonna
disappearing.
say put the cat in the box and then into something violent.
Okay. Well, in the experiment, it's like 50-50. Will the cat die or will it not?
Yes.
But these explanations are completely unnecessary. Like, we did not need quantum physics to explain like supernatural weirdness. Like, they could have just
Yeah, because
said,
like I thought it was gonna be like, because when you explained the show to me before I watched it, I was like, ooh, supernatural powers, and then in the show they were just like physics.
yeah. It's like, I think it would have been better if they just said like, oh, your problems that you have in real life are affecting you in this way because they're so extreme or something.
Yeah.
Like there's another show that's very similar to this one. It's
Instead,
called,
we got puberty syndrome.
well, puberty syndrome, that part makes sense.
I'm sorry.
The quantum physics is what doesn't make sense, and it's just like pointless.
Yeah, I get it.
But this show is similar to another show called Monogatari, because that show is also about a guy solving the problems of girls, and the girls' problems are like supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
Even though that's kind of not what that show is about, but the premise is kind of similar. But in that show, they don't have quantum physics explanations. They're just like, yes, the spirits are doing this thing to you, and that's all there is. It's not like the spirits are doing this to you, and they're using string theory to do it to you or something, because that would be overly complicated and dumb. That's like the biggest problem I have with the show, because I like a lot of other stuff. Like, each arc has something that happens in it that leads or like foreshadows the next one, and it makes it flow really well. Because like in the My arc, I think in the second episode, that's the one where the butt kick happens. Like, and that shows that Tomoe is a character that exists, and she is in the next arc. And then during the Tomoe arc, we see that Futaba has a crush on Kunimi, which leads into the next arc where Futaba has a crush on Kunimi, and they have like a romance kind of. So during the Futaba arc, we see we see a girl in an idol group on TV who's like, yes, I like Mai, and it turns out that was actually her sister or half sister.
Yeah.
And then Kaide just had stuff throughout the entire show. Like I already said, they show what basically happened to her throughout the thing.
Yeah.
But also, they show her wearing clothes other than the panda pajamas sometimes. And
Yes.
it's like, oh yes, Kaide exists, and she likes pandas. But this symbol of like the panda is like really foreshadowed in I think it's like an end credits scene in the last episode of the Nodoka arc, where Nodoka is like moving, and there's a bunch of boxes, but the boxes have pandas on them. When I saw that, I was like, the next episode is about Kaide, and Kaide likes pandas, and the boxes have pandas on them, and this all makes sense. It's all coming together. The numbers make sense now.
You sound like a crazy person.
The comedy in the show is really good. Right?
It is.
Really good.
It's butt kicks.
Because, okay, but
Pants.
the show's humor is very, like, dry and subtle.
It is.
Like, you really have to be, like...
I just think the sexual jokes are funny.
Yeah, but there's also a bunch of other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
all the conversations, or most of them, a lot of them.
A lot of them.
Especially between Sakata and Mai, they're like...
They're usually turned into a joke.
It seems like they're constantly, like, building on each other, and it just keeps getting more funny as it goes along. For some reason, I can't, like, think about something specific with Mai and Sakata, but there is one that I remember for some reason. It's when Sakata and Mai are in, like, the same hotel, and Sakata, like, Mai is taking, like, her shower or whatever.
Yes.
But Sakata is on the phone with Kunimi. And so Kunimi's like, do you know what time it is? And Sakata says, it's 1:16. And then Kunimi's like, yes, I know. But then, that was already like a bit funny. It's like, haha, it is late at night.
Ha 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 ha.
But the next call is like, Futaba asks the same question. She's like, do you know what time it is? And Sakata says, it's 1:21. And it's like, it's from the same angle as last time, just the numbers are different.
The angle?
Yeah, the camera angle.
Oh, that's what you...
But then Futaba, instead of just agreeing like Kunimi did, she says, actually your clock is a bit behind.
It is actually 1:20. I mean, no, you said behind.
And that was funny. It was a funny joke.
It's... I'm mad they didn't kiss.
Yeah, I am...
I'm mad.
Another similarity with Haruhi.
Yeah.
The two people who should have kissed never kiss.
Yeah, like,
technically it does happen in Haruhi,
every single time I'm waiting for a ship to happen at the end of an anime, I'm always like, they have like 14 minutes to correct this.
They have 5 seconds left to kiss.
Okay, sorry. That was weird.
Okay. Favorites.
I need it.
Favorites
also a silent voice!
Oh my god, silent voice
They
is a
didn't
good
kiss
movie.
either!
Yeah, they didn't. Okay, favorite and least favorite section.
Or section?
So first is characters.
Oh, yeah, I was confused.
Who's your favorite character?
I forgot my favorite character's name. But I have the image of her in my head. Physics.
Physics girl, smart science,
yeah.
Glasses girl, yeah, that's Futaba.
She's my favorite.
My favorite character is either Sakata or Tomoe. Sakata is just, he's funny, and he also has this, like, going against society thing, which I really like. But then Tomoe is just, like, the most interesting girl in the show.
Yeah.
Is just the
she's my
fitting in fakeness thing.
She's my second favorite.
What was your favorite arc in this show? You can also say the movie if you want.
I was gonna say that, but then I thought about it more. It's either my or like the society girl.
The girl who lives in the society. So when I first watched it, my favorite arc of the show was the Kaide arc because that was the one that made me the most sad. And then I also really liked the movie. But the second time, I didn't get as much out of the movie because, as I said, it's kind of just the surface level emotion. So I really liked the Kaide arc. I still liked that one, but I also really liked the Tomoe arc because that one is like, I think that's the most interesting one in the show. Do you have any specific moments you want to talk about?
When, in the movie, when the main character takes off his bunny mask and then, like, because, like, Mai saying, like, just say something. I didn't come in here to just, like, stand, but then, like, she takes it off and he's crying. I don't know why I like that so much, but it just was emotional in a way.
What would you score Bunny Girl Senpai? Or Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny
Like
Girl
an
Senpai?
8 out of 10.
Yeah, I think it's also an 8 out of 10. It's like leaning towards a 9 probably. It's not just the surface level emotion for a lot of it. There's also the stuff it says about society because we live in a society.
The society is one of it.
When I was rewatching it with you, the first 2 arcs, Mai and Tomoe, I was like, wow, this is really saying a lot about our society. And I was like, if it keeps doing this, then it will probably be a 9 out of 10 or a 10 maybe if it just says a lot. But after those two, it becomes like mostly based on just surface level emotion, except the Kaide one. The Kaide one's still good.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is kind of just like, it doesn't say as much as the other ones. So shows we are currently watching.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I'm on season 2 now. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Watch the tier list video. I didn't have anything else to say.